Hello, it's Sally here, and we are going to be looking at mobility into the full hip and pelvic area. This warm-up exercise is one of the many warm-ups featured on my Bandits Core hip and pelvic training program. It's called a hip clock or a hip compass, and I first came about it working with Gary Ward and Anatomy in Motion. So essentially, I want you to picture the points of the compass or the clock. I'll be terming it north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest, and back to center again. We're going to be dynamically moving into all of these positions, creating lengthening and shortening, which is exactly how the body moves, decelerating and then accelerating again. So we're going to start with this leg, and we're taking a forward step. So you lunge in and come back. Rear heel lifts, and we want to feel opening here at the front of the hip. This is the hip we're working. I'm then going to come in this diagonal direction. For me, it is northeast. So I come in like that. Pelvis has a slight rotation, and I'm getting more my front upper adductors or inner thighs. So the pelvis does that as I come in. I then take a step to the side. This catches a straight line all the way down to my foot. My foot remains on the floor, 3 points of contact. I then come in a back, so I'm now southeast. Hips bend. This leg stays straight, 3 points of contact. And I'm now more into my hamstrings and the posterior part of my inner thigh. I'm then going to travel backwards, so south, and this is my full hamstrings, right and left. I'm actually bringing my toes up as well onto the outer border of my heel, but you don't have to. And the hip, the pelvis is tucking backwards. I then come, for me, what is southwest. So I'm bending into the hip, and this brings me around into the back portion of my hip, glutes, deep hip rotators. I'm then going to come across the body here. So this opens up the lateral line, so the side muscles of the hip, ITB down to perineals. And then I'm going to put the pelvis on an angle here as I step in. For me, this is my northwest. And I'm opening up here, TFL, more anterior hip, and lengthening into the abdomen as well. So then you want to come, have a little reset. And how does my body feel? So it feels really open, nice and light. And then obviously you'll go and do it on the other side. So that is your hip compass without arms.